Fetch the bolt cutters.
Bye-bye.
This is too much of a sacrifice for this channel to watch this guy's videos. And the thing about this is, it's not even the misinformation and like the weird Nazi dog whistling stuff on his channel that everybody knows about. You think that stuff's the worst part?
It isn't.
Somehow.
It isn't.
The worst part is these like soy epic memes that this guy does on his channel. I mean, I'm watching this thing to, you know, do a little bit of research for this video, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, who would sit through this stuff not being forced, or not for some project where they're gonna make fun of it? Like, how could you not say
Bye-bye
within like 30 seconds of one of these videos? So this guy's probably one of the dumbest people on the internet, I would say. Probably by far one of the dumbest. And, of course, if you're really dumb, like anything that's really, really dumb, has a huge audience. Much easier to get an audience if what you're doing is really, really just makes your brain go,
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
This guy's probably the hardest. He was hitting it the hardest. He was going hardest in the paint about the Stop the Steal stuff. Here, I'll just read you some of his thumbnails over the past 2 months here. Fox News is not your friend, of course. Bill Barr launches voter fraud investigation. Fight. Ted Cruz lays out the new plan for the election battle. On and on. How voter fraud occurred in Michigan. Dominion Systems election fraud. Uncounted votes. I mean, just every day with this stuff. Foaming these rubes. Getting these rubes into like a... Really foaming the rubes so hard that the rubes turn to vapor, actually. This is a new level. It's vaping the rubes. Exclusive new Michigan voter data. Calling all... Here's a really good one. This one went around on Twitter where he's holding a gun and it says, calling all patriots to disobey. That seems... Uh-oh. Exclusive, voted twice? Scam, Arizona election fraud. Oh, he took a break to talk about Elliot Page. Because he's really, really foamed up. He's really doing that in his pants over Elliot Page. No retreat, America's about to, quote, stop the steal. Hashtag stop the steal. Like, I remember after the Capitol thing, people were passing around that, calling all patriots to disobey with this goofball holding a gun. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much a direct. The people who watch your show, those are that Venn diagram. That's just a circle. That's just a circle for the people who watch your show and the people who ran into the Capitol, my friend. By the way, these weirdos do the pledge. He's Canadian, by the way, and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. They do the Pledge of Allegiance on their show.
With liberty and justice for all. You know the thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing.
Under God is still in there. Please be with...
The poor people who he pays to produce this show. My God. I hope it's worth it, you know what I mean? So, okay, the story here, the funny thing about this guy has been foaming rubes, misleading rubes for... You know, we're talking months and months, telling them that it's stolen, that they're going to win it back, that they're going to stop the steal, that Trump's going to be president forever. He was making all these predictions. Oh, Trump's definitely going to win. All the polls are wrong. Blah, 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 blah. All this crap. And then he kind of just... And remember, the people who watch this show, I think, subscribe to his thing, not the brightest. Let's just say not the brightest.
Bye-bye.
Not the brightest bulbs. Okay? So they're like depending on this stuff. They're like really latching on to everything he's saying. And so then after all this stuff goes down, right? The Capitol storming thing, Trump does not win, and Trump just vanishes into thin air, which is hilarious too if you think about it. Like all this, like we're gonna defeat the deep state, and oh, Trump's got a secret plan. Oh no, he's playing some kind of holographic version of chess this guy, this saggy, melting old lunatic, then he just disappears. Amazing. So that happens, and instead of like coming on to this guy's channel and saying like, hey, look, I was wrong about everything, I'm an idiot, you know? And that's the other thing, like these guys want to be like tough guys. They're really worked up and panicked about their masculinity, you know? Oh, we're tough. We got to be tough. We're tough. Yet when it comes to doing anything that's actually tough, like coming on and saying, hey, I was wrong, and I'm kind of a stupid person because I was foaming you guys up, and now we need to defoam ourselves, okay? We're going to hose ourselves down. No, none of that. No owning up to it. So instead of owning up to it, instead of, giving some kind of an explanation as to what went down here, oh, I was wrong. Look, you know, I'm a grown up, I'm a grown man, and we admit our mistakes, and we look to fix them. No, none of that. What this guy does instead, and this is kind of like just a fascinating like psychological experiment of some kind, because this guy is one of the most followed people, most followed like political people on the internet, basically. 5.17 million subscribers. This video was uploaded today. 2 million views, over 2 million views in just a couple hours. And to all those people, everything that he was saying to them turned out to be wrong, turned out to be false, turned out to be nonsense. So how do you deal with this? Well, what he did is he disappeared for a while. He disappeared for a month, didn't upload any videos. The old we'll just let things blow over. What he's basically saying is like, these people who follow me are so, their brains are so flat and smooth that if I just kind of vanish for a month, these goldfish will forget about everything that I said.
Bye-bye.
So he doesn't come on to own up to it, to be a grown-up, this Canadian. Instead, he does this.
And we are filing a major lawsuit February 1st. I bring this up with Republicans because, you know what? Listen, they're not our friends. I know there's the 11th commandment that Ronald Reagan spoke about, and Andrew Breitbart reiterated to me that you shouldn't speak ill of your fellow conservative. But not all of them wear the team jersey. And of course, former Vice President Joe Biden he's really honestly not the main problem in the country. He's a symptom of the problems going on right now. But at what point is it no longer the same team jersey? And we've had conversations with some of these people who hold legislative power behind the scenes and have seen them kowtow because they're afraid of losing maybe their little slice of platform. Well, listen, big tech thinks that they're undefeated because they think that they're untouchable. All the tweets, nothing has happened. But by the end of this year, they're going to have a half Asian Kraken in their L column. Okay? Of that, you can be certain.
So instead of owning up to his pile of mistakes.
This is something I have a lot of problems with.
Instead of joining
the muscular class,
he says he's going to file a lawsuit. He's going to file a lawsuit with his lawyer. And this is another, man, my brain from watching this guy's thing. I don't have a brain anymore. I had to wave that thing.
Bye-bye.
Because I literally feel stupider, like doing the what I call research for this video, watching this guy's video. But he's got this guy on his channel who he calls his lawyer. He calls him his half-Asian lawyer because right-wingers saying stuff about race is always really funny and innocent. His lawyer, who is like an actor on his show. So it's some guy who like passed the bar, you know, went to law school or something, and spends all day pretending like this guy is funny. And you think that guy is going to win a lawsuit against these basically monopolies, business monopolies in the, the richest companies in the world? Well, to you, sir, I say
bye-bye.
Good luck. And you will be
flushing toilets
on that one, my friend. I mean, this guy is such a ding-dong, such an absolute brainless ding-dong that he's been like defeating himself on this for years. I mean, not only with this guy was one of the big like anti-net neutrality guys, which Seems like that goes exactly against what you're saying now, because it's like, oh, anything tech shouldn't be able to censor me, except the entire internet should be able to be censored. That's what I was saying just like a couple years ago. But here's this. Check this out. He's talking about rights versus commodities. What's a right and what's a commodity? And remember, they're acting now like these tech platforms are rights. It's my right to be on there. It's my right to be on there and talk about Elliot Page. I got a lot of problems with Elliot Page.
This is something I have a lot of problems with.
These are the big issues that I'm dealing with.
Thing, if you want, whatever your preference is, you don't have a right to force somebody else to teach you for free. Right? Commodity. Okay, let's go to internet. We just had Thomas Hayslett to talk about net neutrality. So this one seems to be confusing to people. Let's go through remedial. You have the right, sure, with the internet to be unimpeded in the purchase of internet access, and I would even say including protection from dishonest, inhibitory actions from an internet service provider. Good thing is, those are already protected. Yeah. And we have these with monopoly laws in the government right now. So that would be your right to go get the internet that you want, the internet plan that you want. That is your right. What's a commodity? The internet or broadband access packages themselves. Now, a key term in economics.
So this is beautiful. This is just like...
Here we go.
This is just absolute... This is money. So he's saying here, you have the right to buy internet service. That's your right. You have the right to buy internet service. But you don't have the right, because it's a commodity, to internet access itself. So does that mean that you also don't have the right to access, I don't know, certain sites? Or you don't have the right to post on certain sites? Or you don't have the right to say whatever you want on certain sites? You don't have the right to have an account on certain sites? Those are commodities. Those would be commodities in his world. Uh-oh. Looks like you stepped in doo-doo again, my friend. Uh-oh, I'm just a dummy. But I have over 2 million views for every video that I put up. And I have 5.17 million subscribers, because the dumber you make a thing, this is how it works. If you guys want to get a lot of subscribers or make a network TV show that does really well, make it as stupid as possible. Because people seem to love they're like, how dumb is it? Oh, this is the dumbest thing ever. I'll take it. So now Mr. Internet access isn't a right. Also, he did a bunch of them. Healthcare is not a right. Anything that he doesn't believe in, or that the people who pay him don't believe in, that's not a right. That's not a right. It's very, very convenient. It's very convenient for his worldview. Very convenient for his profitability and stuff like that. But so he's going to sue a company, I guess. He's going to try to, I don't know, what are you going to do? Sue Google? Okay, that sounds like a good idea. This is obviously what he's going to do, is going to pull a Candace Owens, and in a couple days, there's going to be a squeeze page on his website. Go to my website and put in your credit card, because we're going to need a lot of money. We're going to need a lot of money. Guys, hey everybody at home, I need you to get real foamed up and put your credit card in my squeeze page, in my order page, and donate. It's going to be a minimum of 100, okay? Because this is a big lawsuit, because we're fighting Google. And then in fine print below, it's going to say, by the way, Trump did this for his Stop the Steal lawsuits, and Candace Owens did this too. So this is like, I think in like the first Ocean's 11, there's like a scene where they're talking about all these, like they're naming all these grifts that they do, and they have like funny name, like the Mississippi 2 and all that. This is their like Mississippi 2 step, is you're gonna fight big tech, or you're gonna fight those communist Kamala Harris. I'm gonna fight communist Kamala Harris. But I'm gonna need money for that lawsuit. So please, and then fine print at the bottom, you put 90% of the funds will be used for personal items, and 10% will go to the lawsuit. Beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful grift, and I feel like I'm going to do this eventually. Maybe I'll do it against Benny Pepino. Like, I'll say that I'm going to fight a lawsuit against Benny Pepitino. I'm going to fight a lawsuit against him, because, to make him slow down the way he talks. And I'm going to need a lot of... 98% of that will go to personal items and services. However, 2%, that's going right to the lawsuit. We do now officially live in a grift-based economy. It's just various people scamming each other and stuff like that. Like the GameStop thing that's going on now. It's just, it's a griftopia. We live in a griftopia. Especially the GameStop thing, because that's like basically people who were, these hedge fund people who were originally doing a scam, then they got caught doing a scam, so some other people inverted their scam. Actually, this video is not even called Rights versus Commodities. It's called Rights versus Privileges. And privileges would even be more applicable to these tech platforms, him using them the way they are now. And remember, like people like me, you know, communists, disgusting communists like me, you know, we were way ahead of this. We were like, these companies have too much power and beep, 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 all that stuff. These guys have always been like, no, the mighty market. The market is always perfect. Oh, but then it affects us negatively. Oh, then, uh-oh. I mean, I'm pointing out the obvious here. Everybody knows these guys are just grifting lunatics. But again, 2 million views in one day, you know, for a video when you haven't even uploaded anything in a month that is a lot of people. This is pretty interesting here too, with this guy's this is his welcome back video. I try to let things blow over. I riled up my Rube Ding Dong viewers into going and almost getting themselves killed at the Capitol, and misled them for months about the election and now this is my hi, I'm back. Did you forget? And here's this is a pretty interesting thing he says here too.
Of course, doesn't apply to all Republicans, but that criticism was right. It seems that a lot of Republicans would rather be the party of no than actually use their power for good when they have it. And this is something that's important. You won't only be judged by what you did when you were powerless. You'll be judged by what you did with strength, with power once you attained it. And it's been disappointing for me, but we've had.
So he's saying a lot of these. Tim Pool is talking about this too. A lot of these right-winger influencers, these media influencers, are talking about like we're just sick of this Republican Party, which is interesting because, you know, people on my side are, you know, people who are politically inclined the way I am, are saying the same thing about the Democrats, which is, you know, it's pretty interesting. These guys, of course, want to start like a white nationalist, fascist Nazi party. And actually Trunk, you know, this guy,
flushing toilets,
is talking about starting his own party, which would be, Tim Pool is like, yeah, we got to do that. He's really worked up. He's really got his beanie all in a twist and foamed up about that. Which would be amazing to watch, because that would be absolute destruction of the Republican Party, which would be just really interesting to watch, I think. But he's basically implying here, like, the Republicans didn't do enough. They didn't do enough to what? To intervene in the market, basically, is what he's saying. Communist Steven Crowder, communist Stefan Crowder, Canadian, coming into my country, America, you Canadian. Take Jordan Peterson and get back there, you two with your weird voices and annoying attitudes. Another thing, this guy, very unfunny. He comes from the land of comedy, Canada. Kids in the Hall, SCTV, John Candy, right? John Candy's Canadian? Yeah. Lorne Michaels. Who else is Canadian? Trailer Park Boys? A bunch of crap. A bunch of funny people are Canadian. He did not catch the gene. But that's what they're saying now, that, you know, these guys who are all about, no, nothing's a right. Healthcare is not a right. College is not a right. No, those are all privileges. But, you know, some of these social media things, your fans are getting really worked up that their special boys and girls are getting deplatformed. Oh, no, now it's a right. Now that's a right. Oh, how is that different than that other stuff? I gotta go. Excuse me. So we got a paper-thin grift. We got a paper-thin, tracing paper-thin grift in here, okay? You think that there's a lot of substance to these grifts? Well, guess what?
It isn't.
But yeah, I say this because I think that's what I was talking about. Content is more important. But we've had a really big target on our back. And there have been some times where we zigged where had we zagged over the course of the last month and a half, we would have lost everything. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to see this broadcast, pseudo broadcast, whatever you call this right now.
So pretty unbelievable. This is what this guy chooses to do to these 5.17 million people who subscribe. He doesn't come on here and say, look, a lot of that stupid stuff I was doing, me holding a gun saying, time to rise up, time to rise, and then some crazy lunatics go and kind of act on that kind of stuff. You know, I misled people, all my predictions were wrong. Again, instead of coming on here and saying, I was wrong, he comes on here to say, I'm going to start a scam lawsuit to scam you guys more, out of more. I'm going to pull a Candace Owens, fake. I'm going to raise a bunch of off you marks, off you mark-ass bitch, and I'm going to pocket that money. I mean, people have joked for a long time, like Sammy Cedar and those kind of people, Kyle Malinsky, David Paxton, all these people, they've joked about how it's the right-wing grift is so easy, I should go over and do that, you know. I would make a lot more money. I would make a lot more if I...
My brain is in recovery mode.
Churning of ideas.
If I did that stuff, I would be a lot more wealthier. But it's like, they're right. It's not a joke. It's totally true, as you can see here. But it's like grift on top of just how much can I squeeze and scam out of these people? Like just I squeeze the juice out of the orange. Then I like put a high pressure compactor on the orange. Then I vaporize the pieces and I create more liquid out of it. It's just like unbelievable. There's not one thing in this video about the biggest events in the past month that this guy's been.
Bye.
Like, I would want an explanation. If I were one of his Rube fans, I'd be like, hey, buddy, just a quick question. All that stuff that you were saying turned out to be totally untrue and false and got some people killed and hurt and arrested and on no-fly list and all this stuff. You want to cough up some answers for that? Going to no. I'm not even going to mention that in my welcome back video. Not even going to mention it. I'm just going to kind of I'm just going to twist and squeeze more money, just even more money out of you idiots. And they're like, okay, I guess that's what's up here. So there we go. The stupidest channel on YouTube, the stupidest person, probably one of the most with zero honor and zero sort of self-esteem grifters of all time. Stefan Crowder, Canadian guy. Again, did not pick up the Canadian comedy gene. It's a sort of a shame. It's a lot of good ones. Kids in the Hall. Did not get any of that. Got none of that. Too bad. But yeah, there you go. Another kook. Consider yourself.
Bye.
Flushing toilets.
That's what I do on these fools. I'm always
Flushing toilets.
on them. And this guy definitely deserves it. Shameless grifter. Absolute lunatic, but of course, 5.17 million and 2 million views in just a couple hours. Good for you, Steven. Keep twisting those rubes. Keep twisting the foam out of them like an old rag, like an old shirt, like an old shirt that got wet while you were washing your car. You know what I mean? So if you think Canada's sending their best,
it isn't.
I got news for you.
It isn't.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What? Fetch the bolt.
Bye.
Churning of ideas.
So this section is for Evan or anybody else who finds it. Anybody else who comes across this hidden secret material. And I'm weirdly proud of these because I bet he doesn't even have any of these anymore. But so we got two. We got a movie that he made. I think he probably gabs on about this on his show. But it's a movie that he made where he plays Joe Lieberman's son. Sarah Silverman is in this bad boy. Ooh, Sarah Silverman looking real cute. You can see right there. John Benjamin, who's Bob's Burgers. Mark Maron. I don't know if he signed this one. No. But this is, look at this, 2004. I'm a fossil. But I think just he went to the RNC in 2004. And there's a part where he runs into Ann Coulter, and he wrote on the disc, "That's my real name. Thanks. Enjoy the video. Don't pause on Ann Coulter. Disc will melt. Sam Cedar." So there you go. Prized possessions. Bye-bye.